you got to have personal courage. I never mentioned to you earlier, but I served some years in the military. I served in special operations where I was required to jump out of aircrafts. There's an aircraft by the name of a C-130. And normally this aircraft flies about 2,000 to 2,500 feet above ground. Now, to be in this unit, the airborne unit, you're required to jump out of the aircraft. And being at the time I was a commissioned officer, I was the captain of that particular aircraft. And the responsibility was I was supposed to lead the way for my troops to follow. And so, as it seemed fit, I at the time was a young Army officer, and I was in a unit that required me to jump. And also, by jumping, your incentive was that you get extra pay. So I believe you got $110 if you exit the aircraft safely, at least once every 3 months. And I was like, wow. And at the time, I was dating the love of my life, Mary Lou. I love Mary Lou with all my heart. And Mary Lou loved the fact that I jumped from the aircraft because she had extra money to go to the mall to buy things. So I was excited, and you imagine that you're sitting in a C-130. Because I think when you know your vision, when you know your worth, but when you know that you have the Eagles mentality, you got to have that personal courage to accomplish your dreams and to show the world your talent. So imagine I'm sitting in a C-130 aircraft, and as I see it sitting in a C-131 aircraft, I'm sitting there, and there's a gentleman that stands at the door of the aircraft. His title is called a jump master, but he has the rank of a non-commissioned officer. And his primary purpose is to give you the commands to exit the aircraft. So imagine, sitting on the aircraft, he'll say, stand up, and I'll stand up. He'll say, turn and face the door, and I'll face the door. And then he would say, shuffle to the door, and we'll shuffle to the door. Then he'll give a command and say, check equipment. And I thought about that because I thought about in life. In order for you to be successful, you have to check the equipment. You have to check the things that will prepare you for this moment of success. The education, the training, the learning, the encouragement from friends, the encouragement from people who believe in you. They're constantly checking the equipment and make sure you got all the things together, the technical skills, in order for you to be successful in whatever you decide to do. So he said, check equipment, and as we check equipment, each person will look at the back of the person's parachute and make sure all the things are in place and there's no strings are loose. And the gentleman will check the equipment, then the guy will check my equipment. And as he's checking my equipment, I'm praying, hoping that I hope he catches everything. And then when he checks the equipment, I will turn to the jump master and I'll say, jump master, equipment. Okay. That tells me I'm prepared to have no doubt when I walk out. And so he'll stand in the door and he starts giving the command. And as the aircraft comes closer to the drop zone, he starts the countdown. And he said, 2 minutes. And I'm like, whew, it's going to be great. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I told you guys, but I had a total of 35 airborne jumps. All of my jumps were night jumps. Because every time I jump, I have my eyes closed. But I'm sitting there, and I'm standing there, and I'm all ready. I'm like, man, I'm ready for this. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, wow. And I'm like, whew. I said, this is cool. 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's like, oh, yes, I can do this. And I'm doing this because you know I love my girl, Mary Lou, with all my heart. And she needs this extra money so she can go to the mall to buy some items. I'm ready, and I'm like, wow, gotta have personal courage. He said, 1 minute. Whew, man. I don't know if I mentioned to you all, but I do have a fear. My fear is afraid of heights, but needless to say, I'm prepared. And whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make this jump. 30 seconds. Wow, I am not gonna look down, because man, I don't wanna look down, man. Okay, I'm gonna look down. Oh my God, they look like ants. Oh wow, this is gonna be wild. But I need to do this because I got personal courage, and I need to have personal courage in order for me to follow my dream. I gotta have personal courage in order for me to soar like an eagle. I gotta have personal courage to accomplish the goals I set in my life. 30 seconds. Wow. And then I turned to the jump master. Jump master, I got a question, please. He's like, what is the question, sir? Just one question. What would happen if my parachute don't open? He said, well, you can be all you can be before you hit the ground. You can be a bird, you can be a plane, you can be a helicopter. But when you hit the ground, all of that's going to stop. I said, yes, sir. Okay. He said, okay. He said, 20 seconds. I said, yeah, I'm doing this because I love Mary Lou. I love her with all my heart. Yes, yes. 10 seconds. Me, Mary Lou and I was having some problems lately, so, do I think I really want to do this? But I need to do this because it's a personal courage. 5 seconds. And man, I get in a tight body position, and I exit the aircraft. And it's go 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4. And when I open my eyes, I'm up in the horizon. And I'm flying around. I'm like, wow. I've exited this aircraft because of my personal courage. And I was just wondering, where did that personal courage, where did that force of energy come from? Where did it come from? And I decided to look back at the aircraft as it was flying, and I noticed the jump master was in a position as such. Every now and then in life, you need people who encourage you, people who love you, to give you a kick. A kick for you to follow your dreams, a kick for you to be successful, a kick for you to have no doubt when you walk out. Because see, that's what it's about, encouraging one another. Whether it be a kick or a push, or it can be just words of encouragement, that you can make it, that you can be whatever you desire to be in life. You just